We've got our man Kevin McGuffey on the line from Last Word on College Football. Kevin, how are you? Uh-oh. We can't hear you.
How about now?
Oh, you're sounding better than ever.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's 2021. It's not really continuing. We thought it was going to be better, right? So far,
better, but maybe I don't know. Maybe it's going to start in February or something.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, sorry, I thought I had that thing unmuted. But anyway, what I was trying to say was Happy New Year, and Happy New Year, everyone out there in Mark Rogers TV land. And it's great to be on with you again, talking some SEC football and UK football. There's a lot to be excited about. So,
yeah, you got yourself a bowl win.
Yes, sir. Three in a row. I think Kentucky's one of, I can't remember, like 7 or 8 teams maybe that's won the last three bowl games in a row. So it was true Kentucky fashion, running game and winning it with defense. So that's kind of become the trademark for Mark Stoops and the team. And but hey, a win's a win. Knocked off a ranked ACC club, and looking forward to big things in 2021.
That's it. 4-16 takes on 8-3 NC State team. Jumps out there 13-0 at half. Holds on 23-21. Is there anything from that game that you'd like to highlight? Anything that we can look forward to coming up 2021, or is everybody?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest, like I said, the biggest thing was just it was a typical Kentucky. What we've come to expect from Kentucky over the last couple of years. You have Chris Rodriguez, and AJ Rose, and then Kavosiey Smoke. The team ran for 281 yards, and then Kentucky had been, tied, I think, when the SEC with interceptions, in the lead with interceptions, and picked off 3. I know I'm not talking about me, I'm sure. I'm talking about you.
But I don't know. I was going to raise the question. I was going to let you finish your answer there, Kevin, and then we could battle over that maybe. I don't know.
Unless it's some of my family tuning in to watch or something. But what I was saying is, Chris Rodriguez, AJ Rose, he ran for 148 yards and ended up being the game's MVP. And then they picked off 3 passes in the second half, and 2 in the first half, 1 in the first half, 2 in the second half. And like I said, it's just typical Kentucky win. And they, like I said, 5-6, not quite the year that you had predicted. But I tell you what, I think I'm going to go on a limb here. I think you were a year ahead of the curve. So I think I'm going to go on and say it right now, on January 6th at 8:45 p.m. that I think Kentucky could be that 9-3 team next year. Maybe not, maybe not going to topple Georgia and Florida, but I think they're going to be right there. So, but we'll see. There's a lot that can happen between then, and of course, COVID may have, we're still at the will of what happens with that. And but yeah, like I said, I'm really excited about next year. So, and that's in a nutshell, that's what I got right now.
Kevin, I'll keep that recommendation in line. But, I'll keep it in mind for my 2021 prediction. Although the Wildcats kind of hurt my feelings, didn't stand up for me and back me up on that 2020 prediction. But it was a strange year, and I can maybe back the blue here again.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, obviously teams like Kentucky, the all SEC schedule hurt them because they got Alabama thrown at them, and let's face it, the Ole Miss game they should have won. But you think about it, if Kentucky had played their normal non-conference schedule, they probably would have been 9-4, and finishing up, because they would have won the 3 easy games. And pretty sure they would have beat Louisville again this year. At one point they were trying to set up, I think it was the Gasparilla Bowl, was trying to set up Kentucky and Louisville to play in that game. And then, of course, Louisville decided to opt out totally. And then, the game ended up getting canceled because of COVID. But I said, I think, it was 5-6, but we're going to call it 9-4. How about that? So
make me look better, Kevin. I appreciate that. I'll take that every time.
That's right. Yeah.
I am going to
one thing I did want to.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was
Oh,
just
wait.
going to say that I'm going to miss talking about Terry Wilson. So he moves on as a transfer.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah, that
does that make a whole lot of sense?
Yeah, that came down like late Monday night. It started coming across like my Twitter feed and everything that he was transferring. I me personally, I was pretty shocked. Not that the fact that he was transferring, but I mean, I thought that he was pretty much done. I think most people around here thought he was pretty much done with playing college football, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to play. I'm going to take advantage and play another year, and we're going to, see what happens." Now, right now, as we're recording this, I have not, heard a list of schools. Some people have just nothing but speculation, of course, that some people have talked about possible, maybe an FCS school, like the 1AA. Somebody threw out, I think, Jackson State, maybe, where Deion Sanders is, I believe. Another name that somebody threw out was Vanderbilt, which I thought seemed kind of absurd. But because I really like Vandy's quarterback, I think he's really going to be good for the future. But yeah, that kind of came as a surprise. But he has one of the more interesting. It's in years forward. I think people are going to look more fondly back on Wilson than they are now. I think he's been for whatever reason, very maligned player, but he's just, he's posted results. You think about, he's won 17 games as UK's quarterback. That's second most in history behind Andre Woodson. He's one of 3 quarterbacks to win 2 bowl games. The other 2 are Woodson and Babe Parilli, going back to when Bear Bryant was here back in the 50s. And he's the only quarterback, he and Derek Ramsey are the only 2 quarterbacks to ever win at Florida and at Tennessee. And then you throw in winning at Louisville, he's the only UK quarterback to ever win, any of those games, at all 3 of those games. Now, people will say he had a great supporting cast, but still, somebody was leading that ship, and I think he deserves a lot more credit than he's getting, especially if you look at message boards and things like that. I think his legacy, as we go forward, I think his legacy will be remembered a lot more fondly than it is now, and I think it definitely should be.
1,000 yards rushing for Terry Wilson in his career, 3,400 yards passing, threw for 20 touchdowns, ran for 10, threw 12 picks. And again, the second all-time winningest quarterback, as Kevin has outlined. So Terry Wilson moves on.
Yeah, and he's right. And then one more stat: he's the only quarterback who's ever thrown for 3,000 yards and run for 1,000 yards in Kentucky. So so you have that too. But
Tim Couch wasn't taken off too many times for big yardage.
No, I think you and I talked about this before. I still have horrible memories, True Blue fans do, of Tim Couch trying to run the option in his first year at Kentucky, when Bill Curry was here and Elliot Uzelak, I think, was the offensive coordinator, and they had Tim Couch trying to run the option, and it went about as well as it went about as well as you would think. And then exactly right. First one to beat the Gators in 31 years.
Well done, George.
But yeah, and then of course, yes, and then like I said, Curry moved on. They brought in Hal Mumme, Mike Leach. Basically, we've talked about this before. The air raid kind of got started here at Kentucky, and Couch was a big part of that. But yeah, like I said, Wilson, we'll see where he ends up, and like I said, I wish him all the luck in the world, and hope he has a huge, wherever he ends up, I hope he has a huge season next year. But as we were saying, part of the reason why I was talking about 2021 being such a good year is that a lot of guys have decided to come back for another year, including Darian Kennard, who's he was first team All SEC tackle, and I think third team All American. He went with his talked to people and said he was going to be like second or third round in the draft, and so he decided to come back to school, kind of like what Josh Allen did a couple years ago. And thinking he can improve, become maybe a first-round pick. So he's decided to come back. Luke Fortner, also on the offensive line, part of the big blue wall. He's decided to take advantage of another year. So basically, you've got the whole right side of Kentucky's offensive line coming back next year. And then also on the defensive side of the ball, you've got let me get I have some notes here. Yusuf Corker, Josh Paschal, and DeAndre Square have also, all of those juniors, decided to come back. And then a couple more seniors, Josh Ali, who's been Kentucky's best receiver for the last 2 years, he's decided to come back. And tight end Justin Rigg, and also safety Devontae Robinson. So it's going to be, like I said, I think there's a lot of reason to be really excited with the Kentucky program. Next year, they're going to have the new offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, who's coming in from the Rams. He's quarterback coach with the Rams. And so they're going to try to run that more pro style offense. They're going to try to throw the ball more. I think Coach Stoops realizes that they need to do something. They're still winning, running the ball, but try to do something more exciting with than the brand of football that they're doing right now, even though it is producing results. I mean, Coach Stoops is now 49 and 50 with that bowl win. He and Rich Brooks, the only ones to win 3 bowl games in a row. I know 49 and 50 doesn't sound like that much to most fans, but I mean, it's second most now in Kentucky history, and probably within the next 2 years, he'll pass, assuming Stoops stays here, and I can't see him going anywhere, he'll pass Bear Bryant as the all-time, wins leader here at Kentucky. So, like I said, nothing but excitement, nothing but promise, I think, for 2021 as far as Kentucky goes. And we'll see, like I said, a lot can happen, and we'll see what happens with that. I also think Kentucky, along with Terry Wilson, another quarterback, Nick Scalzo, is a highly touted player from Florida, who you probably remember from, he was featured on the Netflix show. But the name of the show escapes me right now, but he was featured on that show a couple years ago, and came in and basically, he's just been behind Wilson, behind everybody. And he put, we figured he put out a video of himself, like quote scout team or something, that something was up. And so he put his name in the portal today, I believe. And so he's going to be gone. So I would definitely think, so you're going to have Joey Gatewood. I think Gatewood's the starter going in. Bo Allen's going to be right there. And then right now, the only other really quarterback they have is Kaya Sharon, who's going to be a true freshman out of Somerset. So I would expect, I haven't heard any names, but I would expect Kentucky to probably go find a quarterback out of the transfer portal, because, let's face it, I think the portal, we were making the joke the other night on the Last Word message board, or like a little Twitter, messenger thing that we had, that, like taking a line from Josh, said we're going to need a bigger portal this year because of all the people, it's just going to be crazy, I think, with everybody, everybody and his brother seeming going through the portal this year.
Yeah, it's going to keep both of us busy. I counted 87 quarterbacks a few days ago. There were over 600 players reported. Yes, it's the free agency of college football. It's what it is. Josh Ali caught 52 passes. Nobody else on the team caught more than 14, so it's a good thing he's coming back. DeAndre Square with a nice season, 60 total tackles and 2.5 tackles for loss. Mike will let you know, since you're asking the question, about having a list somewhere of all the channels that we have here at Mark Riders TV, the voice of college football. Yes. So if you go to the front page of my YouTube channel, go to that front page, there should be a listing of channels. And if you don't find it there, you can always email me. I'm available at markriderstv@gmail.com. I give you a list of all the links of all the channels we have, including an SEC channel. And truth be known, we're always totally transparent here. You're not going to find anything additional there. It's going to be in one place. If you just want to follow the SEC, you're going to find all these segments edited and in one stop there for you. But now that we've reached well over 1,000 subscribers on these channels, we will provide some unique content and unique live shows over at those other channels as well. So we do have an SEC channel and would love for you to subscribe there, whether you just want to go in the deep dive for the SEC or you just want to support what we're doing here and subscribe to as many channels as you can possibly take on there. Have we missed anything on the Kentucky football front?
I don't think so. Like I said, talk about the bowl game, talk about 2021, talk about Terry Wilson. As I said, I think, Kentucky only took 18 players with this fall signing class, winter signing class, because they were thinking they were going to have a lot of people coming back. And like I said, I expect them to be very, very interested in, very big in like the free agent, for lack of a better term, in the transfer portal. But I saw a couple people post that I'm picking Alabama to win. I thought that maybe in basketball, but not this year. But anyway, Kentucky, Kentucky, like I said, 2021 Kentucky, I really think is a team to watch out for. But as I said, I wasn't surprised that Ohio State beat Clemson. I was just surprised that they won the way that they did. And I know you've talked about this because, like I said, I always try to watch things when I can. Like I said, Alabama winning was not a surprise. But like I said, I think he was a Nebraska commit. Like I said, I think Alabama wins. I think it's going to be a close game, maybe a touchdown, but that's just, I'm just throwing that out there, just a little something to go along with it. But like I said, I think it's going to be a really good game, and I'm really looking forward to the game on Monday night, assuming they're still playing on Monday night. But as far as we know, they are.
Yeah, Ohio State has had some COVID issues, but apparently not enough to jeopardize the game. But
Right.
Yeah, we have to hold our breath in 2020, now 2021. Kevin McGuffey, last year in college football. So I encourage everyone to head on over there, check out Jason Ray's work, Tony Siracusa, of course, and our guy Kevin, as they cover college football and certainly have supported what we do here for a long, long time. So, Kevin, we always appreciate you coming on here, and hope you have a great night. And
Yes, sir.
you can dive into this basketball season and turn around what was 1-6, I know, at one point.
Yeah, well, Kentucky's 2-0 in 2021, so that's what we're going with. They beat Mississippi State and they beat Vanderbilt, so hopefully they can just keep that upward trajectory. Now they have to go to Florida on Saturday. That's going to be a tough one, but we'll see. I never dreamed that Kentucky basketball team is going to struggle like this, but that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother discussion for another time and probably on a different channel. But anyway, like I said, the football team, like I said, I'm sure we'll talk more. Like I said, I'm really, I wish, honestly, I'm ready for football season now. That's how I think a lot of people, the excitement that Stoops and, Vince Marrow and those guys have brought to this program. And you think about, been to 5 straight bowls now, the second time in school history. Stoops is the first coach to ever go to 5 bowl games as a coach. Rich Brooks went to 4, and Joker Phillips went to the last one. And, it's just, like I said, their schedule, assuming we have the normal schedule, their schedule matches up pretty well this year. So I think they play Louisiana, Monroe. I had it called up here. Yeah, Louisiana, Monroe, New Mexico State, and Chattanooga are the 3 non-conference games. I know you always kind of harp on the schedule, but you got to take those wins where you can. And then the 4th non-conference game is Louisville, and then they have both Tennessee and Florida at home this year. So, like I said, I wish it was. I'm ready for September, August, whatever. Right now, like I said, hopefully we can get all this, past this. We can have some kind of spring football, and just like I said, I think it's going to be a really interesting. Once they decide, like I said, I think Gabe would be the quarterback, but once they get that system in with Cohen and see what they have, I think it's really going to be exciting. As you said, Josh Ali coming back is just huge, I think, for this team.
And Kevin, my tip is the next time you want to brag about Mark Stoops' record, you may want to start like in 2017 or 18, and then just add up from there and say, hey, since 2017, he's.
Yeah. Well, in the bowl recap that I did for Last Word, I mentioned the fact that 2 games into his 4th season, Stoops was 12-26 here at Kentucky, and there was a lot of people that thought he should have been, it was time to move on, and we'll give Kentucky's AD Mitch Barnhart a lot of credit. He stuck with him, and Kentucky's gone 37. He's gone 37-24 since then, basically over the last 4 years. And like I said, 4-6 this year, but you think about it through history, how many times Kentucky's not even won 4 games in SEC play. So, and the thing about it is that Ole Miss game, everybody goes back to that Ole Miss game where we had that missed extra point in overtime. Kentucky wins that game. They finish 5-5, win the bowl game, or 6-5, and it's a whole different, narrative, outlook on the season. Having that winning record as opposed to 5-6. It was the first losing season since 2015. But that's, like I said, still against the schedule and everything. I think like I said, you said you start like that third game into that fourth season on. Like I said, Stoops is 37-24, and I think pretty close to around 500 in the SEC as well. So, which is just you don't see that very much with Kentucky. So,
all right, Kevin, appreciate you stopping by. We'll catch up soon.
Sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me as always, and everybody have a good night and stay safe. And we'll talk to you later.